Hey everybody. Hello, hello. I always have my moment where I go live on Instagram and I can't do two things at once, but I can actually do lots of things at once. Um, I wanted to play today. I'm having this morning, I have been traveling a lot. I'm home right now for 3 weeks and I'm having this like super intense morning and day and moment where it's just like there's so much that I want to do and create, and a little bit of like inertia and like just this sense of like, okay, how to go beyond that. And I always know, whenever I'm facilitating some topic, it always facilitates me before I start the class. And in June, I'm calling it the Trifecta. Starting actually tomorrow, there's an out of the box class that I'm going to be doing, a 3-part telecall, and then a 2-day X-Men class, and then an X-Men series about being a lazy X-Men. And so it's all like swirling in my world. And I've been asking for a lot more lately in my life in every way. Uh, and just like a lot more creation, a lot more flourishing, a lot more just everything. And it's kind of, I love that. I love that we can have amazing lives, phenomenal lives, and still be like, more please, yesterday please. And that is really it's like an X-Men trait. So X-Men, what is an X-Men? An X-Men is basically somebody who has a different way of functioning and is fast, is intense, tends to be pretty intense, aware of lots of things, aware of a lot of things simultaneously. X-Men don't do linearity very well. They're like the neurodivergent people of the world. And I didn't really think that applied to me until I realized that it did. And then it was like, wow, okay, this is apparently, like I have a very different brain function and a different way of being in the world, a different way of seeing the world. And when we try to make ourselves normal, we debilitate ourselves out of the difference that we be so dynamically. And when we embrace the difference that we be, and we start to get curious about it and really see the capacities that we've had all along, and then we can really use those capacities and the intensity with which you may desire to create, and the magnitude of what you might desire to create shows up when you allow yourself to have access to your capacities. And that's really the X-Men universe, is like looking at everything that you've decided is wrong about you and wrong with you and just wrong, and uncovering it, turning it over and looking underneath and seeing a different perspective and going, there's actually so much brilliance here. It just doesn't have a context in this world. So I have to give it my own, not even context, but like I have to be in a process of discovery and allowance and finding out like what is actually true for me. And I wanted to actually show you a little bit around my house, because I always laugh because my house is like, there's like a tripod desk over there with some resistance bands on it. This is my yoga um, silk that I love to play in upside down. This is my massage table in the middle of my living room. And my house is basically like a body playground. And one of the things I know about me in regards to creation is I have to include my body. There's so much intensity that goes through my world all the time that if I'm not like using that, like including my body in that and like allowing my body to participate in the creative process, it's like it does, like I will fall so short of what I can create. So like today, there's a lot that I want to do today in my business and classes, and I want to plant flowers in my patio, like all these things that I want to do today. it's kind of like what somebody else might do in a week, you know, and I can do it in a day because that's an X-Men capacity. Um, and I knew that like I needed to move my body before doing any of that. So my partner, Brian, and I are going to go for a hike. I was like, I want to hike before I start with any of this stuff because I know it will get things moving. And sometimes we think, oh, I'm going to be busy. I need to just dive right in. I need to get some work done, whatever. But it's actually like, if you really look at the big picture of everything in your life, everything going on, everything that you be, everything that's true for you, it's like when you include a lot of other things from other areas of your life, then you actually, the creative juices flow with so much more ease and you get stuff done with more ease. So this is my office. I just bought a rebounder. So I have a rebounder that I can jump on. And then in here, I also have I have all these different, like I have this kneeling chair here that I use sometimes. And then I have I have a lot of little like portable desks. I don't have a desk because I hate sitting. My body does not enjoy, there's a bouncy ball. My body does not enjoy sitting in a chair for very long. I like to move. Over here, I have like my other little desk area in my living room. There's yoga blocks all over my house, and I use those actually to prop my computer. I don't really use them, so I don't really do yoga anymore. I do bow spring. Um, but I have like my massage gun over there and like some hot packs for castor oil packs. And here's another yoga block in my kitchen. A lot of times I have them over in my dining room where I record my podcast. So it's just like this body like playground for bodies, playground for my body. And there's other things that, you know, I won't show you elsewhere, but it's like including my body is such a major piece. And, you know, like when you include your body in creation, you're moving energy in your body, you're moving energy in your world. Your body actually knows a lot about creation and it can contribute to what it is that you're up to. And one of the things that it came up, actually, I have this Telegram group that anybody can join. It's just a general group where you stay connected to, you know, my stuff like podcasts and videos and classes and stuff. And there's chats in there sometimes. It's heathernichols.com/telegram if you want to join it. But somebody was asking the other day about I think it was yesterday, about you know, relaxation, because I say in my podcast that relaxation, at the beginning of the podcast I say relaxation is not what we think it is, and for X-Men it isn't. Relaxation is not laying on the couch, it's not checking out, I'm not saying that it's never that, but typically relaxation for neurodiverse people, for X-Men, for humanoids, whatever you want to call it, like people that tend to be a lot more creative, dynamic, fast, all over the place. Typically for those people, relaxation is more about the engagement and action and like creation and change and instilling chaos and things is dynamically relaxing for X-Men and humanoids and just people that are highly creative, different people. And so, you know, when we tell ourselves like, I have to go on a vacation, I shouldn't work as much, I should chill out, it's like that misses the mark, you know, so often, because that's not really like, I know I've tried to like go on vacation or like I'm just gonna go lay on the beach, you know, and that lasts for like half an hour. You know, I could lay on the beach for half an hour and then I need to walk on the beach. I love walking on the beach. That's my version of laying on the beach, is walking on the beach, jumping in the ocean, swimming in the waves, getting out, walking some more, laying down, you know, just really playing with everything and really including my body and the movement of energy. Because one of the main elements for creation with humanoids, X-Men, different people that function different, people that are looking for something different, is chaos. And chaos is one of those things that is made very wrong in this reality. In most of the world, chaos is a bad word. Chaos for X-Men is, it's like this deeply vital nourishment. It's kind of like if you don't have chaos and you're an X-Men, it's like not having water. Like it's so essential for X-Men that if we don't have chaos, we really, like, there's too much order, there's too much like trying to control things, and it doesn't, like, we just don't thrive. And so now, how do you learn how to create with chaos and to let all of your capacities come forward and be using, like, be playing in like the simultaneity of what you're capable of, what you desire to do, how much you desire to create, the fact that you would like for it all to show up a million times more and greater yesterday, how do you play with that? How do you have the relaxation of creation that is not what other people might think? I mean, creation isn't even a conversation really in our world. It's maybe it just applies to artists, but if you don't consider yourself an artist, I mean, I have started to consider myself an artist in a huge way. I don't necessarily create visual art yet. In some ways, I guess I do. I love playing with space and all of that, um, but if you like, it's creativity is sort of relegated to the artist types, and what if business could be creation? What if relationships could be creation? What if creating your body could be creation? And these are the things that we really don't, we don't give ourselves the, like, there's so much courage that is required to give ourselves the permission to really explore a different way of being, a different way of functioning that is so much more true for us, where our capacities, abilities, awareness, knowing can shine. And you have to go, and this is actually the first call in the June trifecta that starts tomorrow, is out of the box. Like, you have to actually function out of the box in order to find what is true for you, your creative universe, and how to allow all of your capacities to flow and to move and to swirl and to contribute in a way that creates greater, that doesn't like spin you out or distract you. And one of the conversations that we have in X-Men is about how, we can have our awareness on a million things at once, and that is more a space of thriving and relaxation for X-Men. But how do you do that in a way that is not, that doesn't take you all over the place so that you become ineffective with what you're creating? How do you do that in a way that expands and exponentializes what it is that you're creating in a way that moves you in the direction of where you would like to go? That's a real art form. And that to me is like the beautiful creative playground that we get to explore. And we get to explore it in the X-Men conversations. I mean, to me, it's like there's the X-Men classes in Access Consciousness. There's Business Done Different, which is also very much an exploration of dynamic creation with energetic tools that really are meant for humanoids and X-Men. And then the whole universe of the X-Men classes, which is like so much about getting out of the judgments of you, because anything that you judge, you can't receive from. So if you're judging you, there's probably a lot of capacities that you have that are underneath those judgments that are just different from the rest of the world. And it's your point of view that creates, whether that's that is something that's debilitating, or something that is a capacity that is different that you can use to create something different. And X-Men and humanoids don't, like, so often we're frustrated. We're not like fulfilled in a lot of ways when we're creating a lot less than we know we are capable of. But you won't learn how to create with your capabilities, from your capabilities. You won't learn how to do that if like from the rest of the world. It's not like you can go to college and learn that or get a master's in business or whatever. Most of the education systems in this world will teach you the form and the structure and the order, which for X-Men doesn't make sense. And so you have to really start to pioneer your own territory, your own reality, your own creative world. It takes a lot of courage to do that. And it's funny, I can see as I start talking about this, people are dropping off of the live stream. That's hilarious because it's not for everybody. It is definitely not for everybody, and it's very much. It's an exploration that requires you to have courage, requires you to be different, and also will yield more than you can imagine. Everything that I've created as my life, and I really I love my life. There's so many things that I've created in my life that I'm so happy with, and today I'm like fucking more. Like I'm just in this like super intense space where I'm like, okay, great. I'm super grateful for everything. And I have barely begun. And it's time for me to turn it up a millionfold. And that can be like, I woke up this morning with this intensity, and it's so easy to just identify that as like, oh man, there's something wrong. Like I need to figure out what's wrong so that I can fix it. But I know not to do that. I really don't do that anymore. I just go, okay, well, what is this? And how can I use this to my advantage? And what's becoming available? And what is my being asking for? What is my body asking for? And what is my business asking for? And like, what is the future that I can now create, that I now am willing to choose, that I didn't have the capacity to do even yesterday, or I wasn't willing to choose even yesterday. And so we have to be in question to uncover and open up all of these new spaces of possibility that are only yours to discover. And when you open them up and you ask those questions, you start to give yourself access to the powerful universe of creative possibility that you actually be. And it's not about becoming something more, it's about allowing yourself to be the magnitude of possibilities and creative juice and like this creature of creation that you already are. And we have to uncover a lot of stuff and get rid of a lot of layers of judgment and crap that we've piled upon ourselves and all these ways that we think we need to take care of people. We have to uncover all of that in order to, really have something different, and in order to be creating at a clip and with a space of relaxation that is very powerful for us, that is relevant to us, that is true for us. And for each of us, it's so unique and so individual. That's what I love about the Tools of Access Consciousness, the X-Men classes, Business Done Different, is that we get to explore that space. The tools are about you discovering what's true for you and using these super pragmatic tools to flourish with that, to create all the money you would like to create all the business you would like to create, to have the relationships you'd like to have the body that you would like to have. And it requires a lot of presence to pursue that as a way of being, a way of living, a way of creating what you're willing to have. Nobody else is going to support you in it. I mean, practically nobody, not nobody, but like most people in your life will want you to stay small so that you don't outcreate them, because then they might have to change. Like they might be threatened by what it is that you're creating. And it's like, okay, whatever. I mean, you don't have to try to threaten people or, make sure that they are threatened or whatever. But when they are, what do? Do you turn yourself down? Do you shrink? Or do you just keep going and be like, okay, well, that's their world, that's their reality. I'm going to have mine, And this is where something so different becomes available when you have the courage to choose and to show up and to use the tools that were actually designed for X-Men and for humanoids to create. I've never seen such elegant tools for creation as in the Tools of Access Consciousness. Again, Business Done Different class, X-Men classes. I've never seen tools that are as powerful. For me, I have never used tools that are as powerful as these tools for creating my life. And I'm amazed at what I've been able to create in the past 15 years with these tools. And again, I am like barely getting started. So this month, I am so excited because I always get facilitated by my classes. I started a Business Done Different class. It's a 10-week program that I started a couple days ago, and it's still open for registration. Really powerful class. I always say it's a master class in creation. So that's still open for registration. I'm also doing an X-Men 2-day class that starts on, I think, around the 13th of June. And with that is, after that is going to be a deep dive into this call that is, the title is, Are You a Lazy X-Men or Are You an Elemental of Consciousness? So how do you use those X-Men capacities to be the magician and the miraculous creator that you are, cultivating a very different type of presence that is more what is presence for you energetically and with creation, so that you can really be wielding your capacities moment to moment to create really quickly what you would like to create, rather than using your capacities against you. And tomorrow we kick off the out of the box class, which is an exploration. It's kind of, to me, like the beginning, of this exploration of living out of the box. And we're going to go into business and money. We're going to go into bodies, and we're going to go into relationships and family. Being willing to create out of the box in all of those areas of life. And for me, like, I had to actually get way out of the box as a parent in order to have my business start to thrive. So they're very connected. And as I was showing before, like all these, like being very out of the box with my body and allowing myself to move and be really fluid with how I work in space and how I work with my body. It's like that has allowed my business to thrive as well. So they can all be very connected, and it can be really helpful to look at each of those areas with our own conversation and explore like this universe of creative possibility that we as humanoids, X-Men, the seekers of the world, be. So you are invited to the Trifecta, which is out of the box 2-day X-Men class, and the Are You a Lazy X-Men or an Elemental of Consciousness? And if you want to really go for it, Business Done Different is still available as well. It's going to be fun. It's going to be dynamic. It's going to be really freaking different. And I'm ready to explode and play with people who are ready for the same. So come and play if you dare. You can find all of it on heathernichols.com/events. See you there.